Hi, this is my Janoni. Here's some comic reviews for you. First up is Spider-Man number 14. And I have to say, this is probably one of the worst storylines in the Miles Morales series that I've read so far. You know, it's like there's this really bad forced chemistry between Miles and Gwen. I mean, I understand that they have a little bit of history, but, you know, it's kind of like they're forcing this relationship where there's no relationship really. And then to make matters worse is while they're, you know, they keep dimension hopping, so this way it's like, hey, look at that. It's, you know, like this dimensional fan service type thing. And then we get to like a spot where, hey, there's a planet that basically is where Miles and Gwen get together. And we get the Marvel Zombies too. It's just, and of course I can't. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, see, it's like wow, look at that. There's a world where the cover exists, and I'm like rolling my eyes throughout this entire issue. It's just, you know, like Miles. I mean, I get Miles in a weird kind of state right now because he's trying to find his dad. He sees somebody who looks like him. You know, there's a lot of stuff he's dealing with. I get that part, but the story is just, I don't know. It's just one of the weakest of the Spider-Man stories I've read, and it's a shame because I really like Spider-Gwen as a character, and it's just she's not really adding any extra depth to the story, so that's a shame. I mean, the art's fine, but everything else is just could pass. Like if I was buying the trades, that would be the one trade I wouldn't buy. All right. Let's get on to this wonderful book that is called Monsters Unleashed, number 5. Okay, the big bad booty daddy monsters now on Earth. It's tearing apart all the superheroes. You know, like, and then it's tearing apart into the monsters, you know, like Fin Fan Foom and all those people. And Kid Kaiju has to reach deep down, find his true strength, and then he pulls out the monsters that he created himself. And, you know, surprisingly, you know, it's like all the Earth's heroes, all the monsters, they fail, but they start pushing the main villain back. And I'm just like, oh, figures. But then things turn for worse, obviously. You can't have it, you know, the bad guy gets streamrolled. So here, all the monsters are starting to get killed. And that's when Kid Kaiju goes, oh my gosh, I feel them dying. What am I going to do? Oh, wait a second. I remember a phrase that I used earlier about 5 fingers making a fist. So I am going to draw a combination of 5 freaking... Okay, he stole from Power Rangers and Voltron. So, at this point, I wanted to say... This is what I was thinking. Let me give you your head. And then here's your arm. Here's your other arm. Here is your leg. And your other leg. And when you combine them all... It comes out to a worthless piece of shit book. Don't buy it. Do yourself a favor. Don't support this bullshit. Don't buy the trade. Don't buy the Kid Kaiju minis, that series that's going to come after it. It's a bunch of crap. Forming freaking Voltron Power Ranger nonsense. To beat the... Oh my God, I swear to you. And, you know, there's editors and the writer are all patting themselves on the back that they came up with this brilliant idea. My God, I mean, I can't stand the way they do these stories sometimes. I mean, they really insulted my intelligence when they did that nonsense. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, somewhere deep down, I mean, they knew Power Rangers was coming out. They just modified the ending to make it Power Ranger, you know, Power Ranger-y. Oh, jeez. You know, it's like... It's the worst. The worst. Okay, let's get on to Uncanny Avengers 14. I'm sorry, 21. This was actually like the only good Marvel book. Deadpool just gets demolished by the Red Skull and Rogue, I should say. And then Deadpool manages to pull a Hail Mary. He went to X Mansion, found it wrecked, grabbed Magneto's helmet, threw it on Rogue. Rogue is normal, and it was happy days after that. Awesome read, very enjoyable. There's some good one lines here and there, but overall, it was a great book. You know, unlike Spider-Man, who they go to the DC world and then they make like this place, like, what's that smell? I'm like, please, you're in no position to criticize DC when you're putting out shitty books like that. Anyways, Batman, number 19. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to like it because it's basically Bane rampaging through Arkham, and because he is pain, and he is a nightmare. He doesn't fear anything, and he's just jacking up all the supervillains, one after another, until he gets to the very predictable final pages. And I'm just like, okay, well, if I was 15, I would love this book. I think it'd be great. But, I think I've outgrown this kind of a story in that it's kind of like we already know how strong Bane is. And, I understand Batman's thought, I go to Arkham, maybe the villains will stop him. Most likely not. But they're there to basically slow Bane down so this way Bruce can get himself some medicine, some medical attention. It's just to give a little bit of extra time. And even Jarvis is like, dude, what the heck, man? Call in the Justice League. And I agree. You call the Justice League in. I don't care how personal this is. Batman's like, well, he kidnapped, he shot Catwoman, he got, Robin, and he got my kids, and cry. Fuck that. Bane is just too big for Batman at this point in time. Especially with what the stakes were. If he was really looking out for the best interests of Gotham Girl, he'd call down Superman, he'd call in the Flash, call in Wonder Woman, at least Superman and Wonder Woman. He'd have at least called those two in, and they could have taken care of business. But no. It's personal because then Bane wins in the long run because, he's better than Batman because Batman had to call for help. It's just a pissing contest. And so that's what I mean by that. In that it's like, sometimes I just want a little bit more. And, the fact is they make Bane too unbeatable is part of the problem. So, I don't know. But, it's okay. People are going to enjoy it. And it's still 100 times better than all the other Marvel books out in the store. Okay, Superman number 19. Well, Mxyzptlk is back. And Mxyzptlk is pissed off because Superman forgot him, so he basically took away the sun, he took away Lois, and he made them forget about those people. Or he made Lois forget about John and being married to Clark. And he wants to basically... Superman convinces him to play a game. The game is supposed to be stacked against Superman, but we already know what happens when the cards are stacked against him in these types of things. But it's basically, if Superman loses, he's going to lose everything. But if he wins, then everything goes back to normal type thing. And but the bonus in this issue is we see a little bit more about what happened to New 52, Superman, and Lois. Overall, I think Mxyzptlk was an interesting addition to the storyline, and it's one of those types of characters that, like I said, you don't want to throw out too often, but the way they did it, I thought was really creative and good. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. Super Sons number 2, really enjoyable. They're basically on the trail of their own case, their own supervillain type thing. They break into LexCorp to try to figure out, to get intel. But, Damian doesn't tell John anything. And John is like the kid who's like, Don't look at me. I didn't do it. It's him. Leave me. Just please let me go. I didn't. You don't. I'm innocent. You know, he's playing that card perfectly because that's the way he is. He's in way over his head, totally being manipulated by Damien, like it should be in this case. And but I really like the chemistry between the two characters. I like the fact that they have their own villain, and also the way Damien outsmarts Lex. It also shows a certain degree of his intelligence. So, you know, it's kind of like they hit you on a number of different levels. So this way you get a good idea of who they are and their hierarchy, the place in the hierarchy of everything. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. Highly recommend it. Definitely good. Anyways, that's the comic reviews. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. We'll have more stuff later. So, until next time.